And tonight, CBS News has new information in the attempted assassination investigation.
A small town in Pittsburgh is making headlines after FBI named a young local man, Thomas Matthew Crooks, as the person who shot at Donald Trump during the campaign rally and shocked the nation. Investigators believe that Crooks, armed with a AR-style rifle, opened fire at the former president while he was addressing a crowd in Butler, Pennsylvania, leaving one audience member dead and 2 others wounded. The 20-year-old kitchen worker was shot dead at the scene by a Secret Service sniper, officials said. In his hometown, however, neighbors are in shock, seemingly unable to grasp how a quiet young man is now accused in the shooting.
And said, do you know who this is? They're saying it's a 20-year-old from Bethel Park. His name's Thomas Crooks. And I just was so shocked because this was someone I had been in history class with. I had been in classes with, we had graduated with him, and it was just something I would have never seen coming. He was always getting good grades on tests, everything like that. He was very passionate about history, but it was nothing out of the ordinary. He was a nice kid, and I had never had an experience with him where I was like, he, isn't nice. He was always nice, and I was always friendly to him.
He did sit alone at lunch. Like he was always alone. I mean, he was bullied every day. Like you could look at him and you would be like, something's a little off. That's how I could describe it.
How you feel knowing that
he's on the street?
Yeah.
Probably how anybody else would feel, as far as I trust the neighborhood, I trust the people. There's never been anything.
So, who was Thomas Matthew Crooks? Today's video is going to be looking at the rise and fall of Thomas Matthew Crooks. Thomas Crooks had not been carrying ID on the day of the shooting, so investigators used DNA and facial recognition technology to identify him. He was from Bethel Park in Pennsylvania, about 70 kilometers away from the site of attempted assassination. He graduated in 2022 from Bethel Park High School with a $500 prize for math and science, according to a local newspaper. Crooks worked in a local nursing home kitchen, just a short drive from his home, where staff members said he passed a background check and had no concerns. Crooks went to a community college, the Community College of Allegheny, where he attended from September 2021 and May 2024. He graduated with an associate degree in engineering science. The college noted that he graduated with high honors, and a review of his records turned up no disciplinary, student conduct, or security-related incidents. The University of Pittsburgh also said that he was a transfer student there for a fall 2024 semester. State voter records show that he was a registered Republican, according to U.S. media. He also donated $15 to a liberal campaign group, Act Blue, in 2021, according to an election donation filing and news report. Thomas Crooks had a membership at a local shooting club, the Clarington Sportsman's Club, for at least a year. The club is based in the south of Pittsburgh and is one of the premier shooting facilities in the tri-state area. It has more than 2,000 members. It has multiple gun ranges and high-powered rifle facility. Police believe that the weapon used to shoot at Donald Trump, the AR-style rifle, was purchased by Crooks' father. It is unclear how the weapon came into use, although there is a suggestion that the father didn't have any knowledge this was taking place. Authorities say Crooks purchased a box of ammunition containing 50 rounds on the day of the rally, and police sources also say that he purchased a ladder from Home Depot the day before the shooting. Crooks was wearing a t-shirt from a YouTube channel, Demolition Ranch, which is known for its guns and demolition. The channel has millions of subscribers and features videos of different guns and explosive devices. There was also suspicious devices found in Crooks' vehicle that is believed to be a sort of handmade bomb, so bomb technicians were called to the scene to investigate the devices. So now that we know a little bit about his day leading up to the event, what was his motivation? This part's still a little bit blurry. Crooks' family is cooperating with investigators, according to the FBI, citing 3 law enforcement sources. His father called the police after the shooting, although people have been interviewed. Crooks' high school classmates have been interviewed.
Quiet, but he was just bullied. He was bullied so much. He'd wear hunting outfits sometimes.
And I just was so shocked because this was someone I had been in history class with. I had been in classes with, we had graduated with him, and it was just something I would have never
Law enforcement sources say that they believe there is some sort of degree planning ahead of the shooting, but how much time was spent in that planning, however, investigation. Police believe Crooks acted alone, but are continuing to investigate whether he was accompanied to the rally. And this is sort of where the conspiracy theories start. On the r/conspiracy Reddit, it's blowing up with different theories about how the shooter might have actually not been Crooks, but someone else. Other conspiracy theories believe that it might have something to do with Boeing, but I don't want to dive too deep into the conspiracy theories. If you're interested, check out r/conspiracies, where all of this action is going down.
And the fact that they had such poor security guarding him, like they did such a terrible job.
My uncle's convinced
it's
bullshit. My uncle's like, there's no way this is real.
I don't think it's not real, but look, here's the deal. Okay, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Just want to be real clear.
Yeah.
But they have organized assassinations before.
Sure.
And when they organize
Usually starts a war.
assassinations, it looks just like that. And when they organize assassinations, one of the things they like to do is have some fucking loser kill the president, and then they kill the fucking loser, and that's a wrap. This
Yeah.
kind of like stops all the leads.
Oh,
Everything's
man.
like, where's he go? So they have his phone. They say they can't get into his phone. Bitch, I know you read my text messages.
Yeah,
So
why
how
is it taking
can
so
you
long
not
to
get
break
in that
into this
kid's
shit?
phone? How can you not get in that kid's phone?
It's always shady, right? They always die instantly. Like Kennedy assassination too. Like a nightclub owner kills Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to believe there's a nightclub owner with a heart of gold out there?
Runs right up and shoots him in front of cops.
Yeah.
This is the area we're going to focus in on. This model represents Thomas Crooks. His position could be seen here in this image, which illustrates exactly where he was. Turning around, we can see the path of all the bullets that were fired from this location. I placed a 10-foot red disc downrange to represent what an average shooter could hit easily. Now let's take a look at this first shot fired. Coming from our key location, bullet 1 grazes President Trump's ear. This is the same bullet that hit the spectator in the stands. We know this through video evidence. As President Trump is talking, the first shot rings out just after he says, "Take a look at what happened."
Something that said, "Take a look at what happened."
We can see the vapor trail of a bullet strike, which is the same bullet struck President Trump's ear a split second earlier, and this video is this location here. Back at the podium, President Trump is shot and grabbed his ear, falling to the ground as more shots ring out. In total, there were 7 or 8 shots, so let's rewind and watch this at regular speed.
Take a look at what happened.
With all that gunfire, it's easy to understand how these spectators were injured, even though they were not the target, including the sole spectator who lost his life that day.
So what kind of person was Thomas Matthew Crooks? So far, a confusing and at times conflicting picture has emerged of who Crooks was as a person. Speaking to local news, some young locals who went to school with him described him as a loner who was frequently bullied and sometimes wore hunting outfits to school. Classmates also say he was getting good grades on tests and very passionate about history. Anything on government or history he seemed to know about, some classmates said. It was nothing out of the ordinary, but he was always nice. Other classmates simply remembered him as quiet and forgetful. One student said, "He was there, but I can't think of anyone who knew him well. He was just a guy nobody really thought about." Another classmate said he was intelligent, but a little weird. Crooks' high school also had a varsity rifle team. Apparently, Crooks tried to make it onto the team, but did not qualify. He didn't even make the junior varsity team after trying out.
Thomas Crooks.
Something that said, "Take a look at what happened."
A kid that was always alone. He was always bullied every day.
A classmate said that he shot terrible and wasn't really fit for the rifle team. The school district said there was no record of Crooks trying out for the team. He never appeared on the roster. One of the teachers says Crooks was a seemingly normal boy who was not particularly popular, but never got picked on or anything.
I had to go back and look up some pictures that I was able to keep from when I was a guidance counselor and some notes that I took myself. And therefore, I was able to look at those notes and look at his picture. And therefore, it started all come back. The recollection all came back. And when I recognized who it was and what happened, it just made my stomach sink.
He was a nice kid who never talked poorly of anyone and never thought of him as capable of doing something like that. But actually a video emerged of him being bullied. So from all these different point of views, it's a little bit hard to make out who Thomas Matthew Crooks was as a person. It seems like he might have been bullied during high school. It seems that he had a conservative stance and was active in the gun community. But still, no clear motive. One thing I want to look at is who were the victims in the shooting. One person was killed and 2 others were injured in the shooting. All 3 victims were adult men and audience members. At a news conference, the deceased victim was identified as Corey, a 50-year-old volunteer fire chief who was killed when he dived on his family to protect them. 2 people that were injured in the attack are named David and James. Both men are Pennsylvania residents and are in stable condition. A GoFundMe page organized by Trump's campaign national finance director was set up hours after the attack with donations going to the families injured. Elon Musk also shared this page as well. It's so far raised. Trump was also injured in this shooting. He was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of his right ear. Blood was visible on Trump's ear and face as he was rushed away, but he's made a full recovery. Some videos have emerged that Thomas Matthew Crooks can be seen climbing the building right before Trump was shot. There were police around and they were inside the building that he was climbing. Secret Service is looking at them through binoculars and pointing at the roof, but didn't take the shot until also a policeman climbing the roof and came face to face with Thomas Matthew Crooks. At this point, Thomas Matthew pointed the gun at the policeman, where the policeman dropped down to safety. Immediately following this is when he started shooting. So this is all we know about the Trump attacker right now. Please hit the subscribe button if you want more videos like this. Please hit the like button. See this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.